Hi, my name is Varalika Mahajan, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in data science at Columbia University in the city of New York. I'm also working as a graduate assistant with Northeast Big Data Innovation Hub. So today we are going to talk about various data types, what they do, what are the methods we can align with them, and what are the various use cases you can apply. So to begin with, first we are going to understand what is data types and why do we need to study it. So data types carry some important information about the data you're working with, especially on a syntax level. For example, it defines the valid domains, the range of values. Through data type, we can perform some sort of integrity check on it, what our data variables are doing. Different types of data are processed differently, such as we can multiplicate two integers but not two strings. So Python defines different syntaxes for different types of data types. Given a value, a variable, and to see what data type it is, we can use a simple function named as type. It returns what's the data type of that variable, and then you can decide what are the different methods you can apply to it. So, for example, some common data types which are frequently used in data science applications or any programming questions are so numeric data types. They are integer and float, or string data type, Boolean, collections like list, arrays, set, tuples. These are all commonly used data types in the language of Python. Now, let's go through them one by one. What are integers? Integers are basically variables that have numeric values, and the operators that can be performed on integer variables are listed over here. As you can see, you can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or even modulo to find the remainder. You can negate them, you can find the absolute value of them, you can find exponential values like x to the power y, or even compare them and get a true or false result. Similarly, we have float. Float variables have numeric values, and the operators that can be performed on float variables are listed over here. Compared to integers, they have some special operations such as rounding, getting the ratio equation, and check if a float has integral value or not. So over here, you can see you can round them to n digits by giving a command like this, or you can return a pair of integers with the ratio equals to the assistance, or you can return the instance is finite if the integral value. So float dot is integer returns the integer value of that float variable. Okay, so another interesting module which is available in Python is the math module. You can simply just load it by calling out import math. It allows you to do various math functions by giving simple commands. Over here, you can see math.trunc, math.floor, basically giving the floor value of that float variable or numeric variable, math.ceil. So if you have like 5.9, math.ceil will give you 6. Math.factorial, if you want to find a factorial of any number, it will return that. GCD, exponent, math.log. So all these functions we do not know where we cannot calculate directly with the operators. Math module allows us to call it out in these functions and get the values. Okay, now let's talk about the second data type we saw, which is most frequently used, is string. So string is basically textual data. The value needs to be quoted. It can be either single quotes, double quotes, or even triple codes. Python provides various operators or methods on the string type. So over here you can see like the join operator. It allows you to join two strings together. Suppose if you do hello plus world, it will return hello world. Star and asterisk n, it allows you to print n times. Or you can change the entire all the letters of the string to uppercase by calling the upper function. Similarly, capitalized function capitalizes the first letter of the string. And if you have a substring and you want to find where it belongs in the string you have, you can use the find and give the substring. It will return the lowest index in the string where the substring is located. So dot is numeric. If all the characters are numeric, this will return true. Is alpha. If all the characters are alphabetic, then it will return true. So these are some functions that allow us to check whether it is a string, alphanumeric data type, or just numeric or alphabetical. Dot is lower. If all cased characters are lowercase, it will return true. Similarly, is upper will return true only if all the characters are in uppercase. Is space is basically allows us to check for white spaces character in the string. So it will return true if there are white space characters in the string you pass through it. So this is not it. String has many more operators. Over here, you can see more. There's join function that allows you to join two strings. There is a demo code given over here. It simply call out join and it will return it like this. Replace function, you can pass two variables, the old string and the new string, and it will return a copy of the string with all the occurrences of the old replaced by the new. Split, it returns a list of the words in the string using separate as the delimiter string. So whatever you pass in the split function, it will use it as a separator and split the string into two or more substrings. Similarly, strip character returns a copy of the string with the leading and trailing characters removed. So these are some of the functions you can apply on strings, some methods you can apply. Now, the third data type we're talking about, Boolean. So Boolean is a subset of integers as it only has two possible values, true and false. It is usually used as a flag showing the different status of a certain situation. It is frequently used as a part of conditions that determine what to do next. There are three basic operators in Boolean time, or, and not. So when you pass x or y, if x is false, then y. If x is true, then true. X and y. If x is false, then x. If x is true, then y. Not x is basically if x is false, then true, else false. So these are the three. So you basically use in a situation to identify situations or get true or false results in return. The next data type we are going to talk about are lists and sets and tuples. So list and sets are both collection data types. They store multiple items with the same or different data types. List is surrounded by square brackets, as you can see over here. Set is surrounded by curly brackets. And a list is ordered. The ordering among the items in a list is meaningful. The items are indexed. They are changeable, but that's because they are indexed. We can change or add or remove items in a list. However, duplicates are allowed. We can have duplicate items in a list. Now, set, on the other hand, is unordered. The items in set are not indexed. Therefore, they are unchangeable. But you can add or remove. You cannot change them, but you can add or remove items from a set. Duplicates are not allowed in sets. So whenever you have a list and you want to find remove the duplicates, you can just turn it into the set data type. Duplications will be dropped from a set. Third, which we talk about, is tuple. Tuple is again ordered. The items are indexed, unchangeable, and however, duplicates are allowed here as well, like list. The difference between a list and a tuple is that list is changeable, but a tuple is not. That makes tuple more memory efficient than list, since Python, its size is fixed, and Python doesn't need to allocate more space for potential future change. So they are like faster and more memory efficient. Some methods that can be used on list, sets, and tuples are listed over here. So you can use the length method to see how many items are there in the list, set, or tuple. List also uses dot append functions to add values to it, or dot insert, dot remove to remove a value, list dot clear to clear it entirely, list dot count x to see how many occurrences are there of x, list dot sort sorts the list into alphabetical or numerically ascending descending order, list dot reversed switches the left, reverses it entirely. In set, you can use set dot add, set dot remove, set dot clear, which works similarly. And similarly, tuples have the same functions, and you can also count an occurrence of an element in a tuple. Last data type which we'll be doing today is dictionary. So the data type is used to store data values in key value pairs. It is written with curly brackets, as you can see over here. The pairs are separated by a comma, as you can see over here. Items in a dictionary are ordered, indexed, changeable, and duplicates are not allowed. You can define a dict variable in various formats. Some popular methods are listed over here, as you can see. These are some other formats you can do it in. This is the most commonly used method, where you open the curly bracket, you mention the key and the value for it, separated with a comma, another key, another value, and so on. Different methods that can be used on a dict are length to get the number of items, list D, get the list of keys, values, get the list of values basically. Then D key, get the item in dictionary with that key that you have mentioned inside it. D key is equal to value. You can set the dictionary where this key to a certain value. Key in D. So basically check if dictionary has that particular key you are looking for. Type conversion. This is one of the most important things that is actually used, which helps you to convert one data type into another if they are convertible. So for example, type conversion basically allows to convert the data type of a variable to perform certain methods on it. The conversion can be done implicitly or explicitly. So what is implicit conversion? It is basically automatically done by Python interpreter if the variable is treated as if it has a converted type. However, on the other hand, explicit conversions require involvement of user. The conversion needs to be explicitly specified and the value needs to be qualified for the conversion, as I said before. You can convert a string conversion to an integer, but the method you should be applying to will should be applicable on it. So qualified for conversion is one thing that Python will check and return an error if it's not possible. For example, strx that converts it to a string. Listx converts a collection to list. Setx. For example, if you have a use case, you have a list, but it has duplicate values in it. Now you want to use those elements all only, but you want to remove the number of duplicates. You can simply just pass it to setx. It will convert the list into a set and remove, and thus the duplicate values will be removed. I suppose if you want to treat some numbers as string and you want to add them like 1 plus 2, you don't want 3 but you want 12 to be printed, so you can convert them to string using strx and then print them. So these are some various use cases where you will be using these type conversions to see how you want to use different data types. So this was it about data types. Thank you so much.